The Abrahamic covenant is one of the most important connections God has made with man. It's a key covenant that'll enable us to one day reach exaltation if we're worthy. So it's vitally important that it's given to covenant-keeping, righteous people who believe in God and follow His plan. Today, we'll see two ways that Abraham's family passed down the covenant. Abraham, now a widower, loves Isaac very much, but because there's no righteous women in the area where they live, he's unmarried, but a very eligible bachelor. After many years, Abraham sends his most trusted servant to find a covenant-keeping wife for Isaac. This servant has no idea how he's going to do this, but Abraham promises him that the angel of the Lord will help him. When he arrives in the land of Nahor, where Abraham's extended family lives, he stops at a well and asks the Lord to help him figure out who to choose. His plan is that if a woman comes to draw water, he will ask her for a drink. And if she also offers to give water to his camels, then he'll know that she's the one God wants Isaac to marry. And, wonder of wonder, miracle of miracles, before he finishes praying, Rebekah, the granddaughter of Abraham's brother, appears. Surprised, Abraham's servant runs over and asks her for a drink, and she quickly draws some water for him from the well, after which she immediately offers to draw water for the camels until they're filled. Whoa, this is exactly what he prayed would happen. Now, Rebekah is beautiful, but more importantly, she's kind, self-sacrificing, and diligent because, honestly, camels drink a lot of water. Over and over and over again, she refills her pitcher to get enough water for all of the camels. Amazed, the servant knows this incredible woman will be a perfect wife for Isaac. Rebekah then invites Abraham's servant to stay with her family, and over dinner he explains why he's there and asks them if they'll agree to let Rebekah go. They're okay with it, but allow Rebekah to make her own choice. Happily, she agrees to marry Isaac.
Hooray! Let's eat.
Approaching the land where Abraham and Isaac dwell, Rebekah sees Isaac meditating in the field. At the sound of the camels, Isaac slowly lifts up his eyes, and, cue lights and music, their eyes meet. Rebekah jumps off her camel. Slowly they run to each other. As they meet, their eyes lock hopelessly in love. How romantic. At least, that's how I picture it. Truthfully, they do fall in love, and Isaac and Rebekah marry. God now has another righteous family to pass on His covenant. Years later, Abraham passes away, and Isaac inherits all his father had, including the birthright, which not only provides a greater inheritance, but also a greater responsibility to care for the rest of the family. This birthright is traditionally passed down to the oldest son. But with Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph, we'll find this isn't always the case. Now, for many years, Rebekah is unable to have children, and they continually pray to the Lord for a child. Sound familiar? However, Rebekah is finally blessed to conceive twins, who, alarmingly, often seem to struggle and fight inside of her. Praying for understanding, the Lord reveals their destiny by telling Rebekah, "Two nations are in thy womb, and the one shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger." Eventually, Rebekah gives birth to Esau and then to Jacob. One day, when they're adults, Esau stumbles in from the field famished. He begs Jacob, "I'm starving. Give me something to eat." And Jacob replies, "Okay, but first, sell me the birthright." Esau, possibly being a little over-dramatic, responds, "Dude, I'm about to die. A birthright's not gonna fill my stomach." So Esau gives Jacob his birthright. In return, Jacob serves Esau a delicious meal of bread and stew. Later, Esau marries two Hittite women, turning his back on the faith of his fathers, breaking his covenant, and further letting his birthright slip away. Fast forward again, and Isaac calls his oldest son Esau into his tent and tells him to make a tasty meal, after which he'll give him his final blessing before he dies. Nearby, Rebekah overhears Isaac, And remembering that God had told her the older son would serve the younger, and since Esau had already given up the birthright, she makes a plan to ensure that Jacob will get the first blessing, and they trick Isaac. It is quite a process. But the important point is that Isaac's blessing to Jacob includes the birthright and the continuation of the Abrahamic covenant. Later, when Isaac discovers he's been misled, he certainly could have changed or revoked the blessing, but he wisely chose not to. Now, many are confused by the deception that happens here, but we know that it was God's will for Jacob to receive the blessing and that he renewed his covenant with him. Look, one day God will fill in the blanks. But today, we're grateful to be recipients of the blessings of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Like us, they weren't perfect people, but they were righteous, covenant-keeping people who God could renew his covenant with. Indeed, worthiness is not flawlessness. Oh, about Esau? Yeah, he angrily threatens to kill Jacob when he finds out he's lost the blessing, and Jacob flees. And that's where our story picks up next time. It takes a lot to make these videos, so to keep Line Upon Line free for everyone, consider donating. The link's in the description below. And thanks for watching. This episode is packed with info, so you might want to watch it again to make sure you didn't miss anything, including the hilarious jokes. If you feel this video has helped you on your path towards truth and Christian discipleship, please subscribe and share. Most importantly, go read the scriptures for yourself.